ourselves on being Bible churches feature very little of God's holy word. Not only do we relegate scripture reading to the fringe of what really matters in our services, but even when we do read, we often read poorly. The place we give to public reading reminds us that the way we worship forms what we believe. Lex orandi, lex credendi. When the Bible is read well, it can minister as deeply as a spirit-empowered sermon. Hearing the word read without commentary reminds us that God inspired the word and now illumines those who hear it. As theologian John Davis states, taking seriously the public reading of Scripture is a way of acknowledging the freedom of God to speak to us directly apart from the human preacher. The 5 arguments in this chapter whet our appetites for an increase in the quantity and quality of our public reading. Argument number 1. We are commanded to read the Bible publicly. In 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 13, it says, "Devote yourself to the public reading." The word devote, Greek prosecho, means to hold the mind toward, or pay attention to, give heed to, or apply oneself. Paul's command to Timothy needs to be understood in light of first-century culture when few people knew how to read and very few manuscripts existed. That was a day of chirography, handwriting, not typography, mechanically produced texts. If a pastor wanted to build up his people in the most holy faith, it was mandatory that he read the Bible aloud. In contrast, nearly everyone in today's Western church can read, and most have multiple copies of the Bible. However, literacy and abundance of Bibles does not mean that we're actually reading them. Biblical literacy may be lower today than it was in the first century. Summarizing general themes on spirituality in America for the year 2009, the Barna organization concluded, "Biblical literacy is neither a current reality nor a goal in the U.S." This helps account for the fact that Americans, including those who go to church regularly, do not have a Christian worldview. According to Barna, only 19% of born-again people have a Christian worldview. We are ignorant of God's promises and requirements. Even when churchgoers are aware of those promises and requirements, they need regular reminders. C.S. Lewis captures this dynamic in The Silver Chair. Aslan commands Jill to seek this lost prince until either you have found him and brought him to his father's house, or else died in the attempt. "How, please?" said Jill. "I will tell you, child," said the lion. "These are the signs by which I will guide you in your quest." The 4 signs that Aslan gives to Jill are a mixture of clear specifics and vague generalities, but they are sufficient. Aslan sends her on the quest with this exhortation: remember the signs. Say them to yourself when you wake in the morning, and when you lie down at night, and when you wake in the middle of the night. And whatever strange things may happen to you, let nothing turn your mind from following the signs. I give you a warning. Here on the mountain I have spoken to you clearly. I will not often do so down in Narnia. Here on the mountain the air is clear, and your mind is clear. As you drop down into Narnia, the air will thicken. Take great care that it does not confuse your mind. Remember the signs, and believe the signs. Nothing else matters. If you have read the Marvelous Chronicles, you know that Jill and her friend Eustace vault from one adventure to another. At first, Jill is faithful in reviewing the signs daily, but gradually she lets them slide. She mixes up the wording, forgets sections, and does not use them when she has to make decisions. It results in near disaster. But thankfully, she remembers and obeys enough to help her fulfill the quest. The air here is thick, and our minds are often befogged. We need to be reminded, so God commands us to read Scripture publicly. This is a way of helping God's people follow the signs.